and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson.
Young TV.
Optimize the game with Rod Hayes. As we proceed to give you what you need, we back at you with another header, double header. We booked all the way up. We booked all the way up to the 28th, man. You know what I'm saying? We got something dropping every day. Non-stop action. Trying to take care of them babies. Free Dr. Malachi York. You know what I'm saying? Who on the mission to save the children? We almost got them there, man. If the kids study what we got going, by the time they get to, if they start right now like Hakeem them is, by the time Hakeem them get to the 5th grade, man, they gonna be like, man, what's the use of school, man? What's the use of school, man? The teacher don't know nothing. I read some shit the other day. They still talking about. They asked who's the first president, right? Now, but they do got something right on there because it's a grammatical correction when they said who's the first president of the United States. Court. So that's what the question was. So technically, George Washington is the first president of the United States courts. But then some say, oh, well, George Washington is Albert Pike or the dude White Sox, Adam White Sox, that started the Illuminati. So as you can see, if you've been with us, we've been going over secret societies the whole week, studying. There'll be no stone left unturned. Hey, Hakeem, turn your phone down for me. There'll be no stone left unturned. So we're going all inside of their lodges, their temples, they lounges, whatever they hang out at. We're going in all their hangouts, all their bars, right? The bars associations, all their hangout spots. And we turning it over, man. No more secrets. We know about the scroll of the keys now. We know about the skull and the bones. We've been knowing about the skull and the bones. And they said that they got Geronimo's skull. Now, why would the skull and bones have Geronimo's skull? Hey, King, you got to turn it all the way down. Next time I'm going to have to go on dismantle it for you, brother. Hey, why would they have Geronimo? Why would the Skull and Bones have Geronimo's skull? And then that, once you put that together, then you will figure out who the hell they are, what the hell they all about. Because keep in mind, Geronimo Pratt, Geronimo. Who was Geronimo? Geronimo was a native on the land, one of the chiefs on the land of the Apache, helped fighting against the United States courts. And they label him as a criminal. And you don't hear nothing, he go down in history as a criminal because he fought to defend his family. And they was hunting him. They had bounty hunters over $50,000 back then, which is probably like close to $5 million back then on his head. The U.S. Corps put $5 million, well, $50,000 back then is about $5 million around today of U.S. dollars onto Geronimo Pratt's head. So who the hell is Skull and Bones? And what they all about? They are front man for the Black Hand. They send their guys to Yale. They find guys, they pick them out, and then they groom them to be puppets. Because when they get them up in there, they do a ritual where they put their hand up in their behind and make sure they talking right, make sure they working right before they can go to the next level. Like a puppet. The Black Hand got to put his hand up your behind and make sure you saying all the right tones and frequencies that they want you on. Right? So, who is these guys and why they got Not Geronimo Pratt, but that's all connected though. Geronimo's bones of the Apache, Chief Apache. And what's the ritual behind it? But people like Jesse James, they put movies out, they make him a hero. And he was a bank robber. He's a bank robber. But who was he working for? Because he get labeled as a hero and they don't got his head and bones. They probably got him though, telling these creepy jokers. Right? Somewhere. But I'm just saying, why Jesse James get lifted up as a good guy in American history, while Geronimo Pratt, Geronimo and Geronimo Pratt, anybody with the name Geronimo for that matter, get ran over by the bus, get ran under the bus. Right? Why? So who are these guys who hide in disguise and call themselves the Bonesmen? Right? Then you got another group, because you got it's the breakdown of the pyramid. At the top of the pyramid, you got Lucifer and his almighty proud self. And then supposedly he passed his information down every 28 years at the Feast of the Beast, where they give over a damsel in distress to Lucifer. I'm trying to picture that in my head, how that go, because they said that Lucifer make an appearance himself and takes a virgin, 13-year-old virgin, back through the vortex with him when he leaves. These 13 elite families give a virgin over to the guy, and he takes them to back to the vortex. I'm trying to put that in my head and wrap my mind around how that happened. Does he come through looking like Baal with a goat head, or does he come through looking like Baal, like Belial Phillips? Because Belial Phillips was an avatar for Baal. And there's two different Baals, There's two different Baals, right? Because that's a title. Baal's a title. Some of y'all worship the other Baal, and that's Murdoch. Murdoch is one of the Baals. But he ain't the bad Baal. The bad Baal is Adad, Enlil's son. And then so we put it together, slow and nice. Jesse James was a Knights Templar. The Knights of Templar and the Acrylic Clowns was working together at first against us. Some of the Knights of Templar. But the original, this is where it get tricky at. Because as I began to go in more into depth, and we know all they shit, because it's a book called Duncan Masonic Rituals that got all the Knights of Templar rituals. A lot of they do guards and signs is alluding to the way Christ was crucified and etc. I don't want to get too much into that, but we studied all your shit a long time ago. We studied the Knights Templar a long time ago, but we put more together as we go. The Knights of Templar have sworn an oath to Big Mama. I put it together. They sworn an oath to Big Mama because one of their main principles in their oath is not to Jesus, it's to Mary, the Black Madonna. They swore an oath to the Black Madonna, these guys. And so now you're gonna figure out why Donald Trump is coming back to doing what he do, because he a Knights of Templar. That's why he's turning it back over to Big Mama. But we're gonna have this is where the catch can come in at. We're gonna have a small window of opportunity. If we're not awoke enough and ready enough to take back the throne, that is gonna pass over us for another 40 years. For another 40 years, and by that time, half of us would be gone anyway. Either picked up or, etc. So the Knights of Templar, they swore oath to the divine feminine. They swore oath to the divine feminine, which is why in the Roman Catholic Church they go into a dark secret corner where they got the Black Madonna and the Blessed Mother Mary, who was really Inanna. And that's why they got that chair up at the Vatican when they talk about St. Peter. Right? Because Peter, they robbing Peter to pay Paul, and robbing Paul to pay Peter. It's an oxymoron going on over there in the Vatican. Right? Yeah, so if you're coming in late, man, you're going to have to roll it back. But these Knights of Templar swore oath to the divine feminine. Now I'm gonna put some more in your pipe. It's another group called the Knights of the Golden Circle, which is another branch off of the Knights of Templar. Because once the Knights of Templar found out some of them were dirty, a lot of them broke off and started creating their own orders. So you get the Knights of Motra, the Knights of Columbus, right? The Knights of this, the Knights of that. Knights of the Golden Circle is another one, who Abraham Lincoln was a part of. Abraham Lincoln was part of the Knights of Golden Circle, and that's boom, he gets shot in the back of the head. Anybody that's a knight, Theodore Roosevelt, boom. Like anybody that's a knight got shot by the killer clowns. The guy before him, I can't remember his name, Smith or something, he got shot. The president, he got shot by the killer clowns. And so now you'll begin to understand why Donald Trump is being shot at. But the truth of the matter is, the reason why the world had went all the way to shits is because the original Knights of Templar controlled the money supplies. The original money supplies. They the ones that really control the real natural wealth for the planet, and they protecting it for Big Mama. And that's why they control one of Big Mama capitals is London. That's Big Mama's capital before the Black Hand came along. London is Big Mama's capital, one of them, over there on that side. Then Philadelphia was the twin city for Philadelphia was the twin city for Big Mama capital over there, which is London, right? And so yeah, they're putting this together in the Knights of Templar doctrine. They know all these secrets, and so they swore. So they protect the gold. The CIA, which is Knights of Templar, protect the Mount Rushmore, which is secret entrances there. If you go underground, there's a whole city of gold right up in there in Mount Rushmore. They call it, the natives called it the Black Hills, the Sioux people or the Lakota people in South Dakota, right? And these Knights of Templar protect that mountain. I'm telling you, man. all the way back since like the 1700s. But Abu Bakr came over here long before that, like 1300s. And he was already up in the Black Hills. So, like I said, these knights, they swore oath with Big Mama, and they protect the real natural wealth. That's the only reason why the devil ain't completely took over the world. He ain't took over a percentage. But now the devil is being hunted. And these same Knights of Templar guys, the good guys, were hunting the bad guys. And that's how the bad guys came over here. They chased the bad guys over here. The bad guys that were doing the children and all that. Hey, turn that down, Hakeem. They got chased by the Knights of Templars over here. Another name for this group was called the Knights of Michael. The Knights of Michael, before they were called the Knights of Templar, they were called the Knights of Michael. Before they were called the Knights of Michael, they were called the Magi. Before they were called the Magi's, another group, which is the same group, they called the Craft of Amen. Another, the Ancient Mystic Order of Melchizedek is another name for it. Or the Jedi's is another galactical name for it. Or the Order of Yanun is another name for it galactically. But these guys been hunting the bad guys for Big Mama. And so the Pope been under the sword the whole time. The Pope been just sitting there, and since it was Pope Alexander the Sixth, I think, that's when they took over the Vatican. But Big Mama been running the big Vatican is Big Mama's money. The Vatican got Big Mama's money. That's why the Vatican got more homeless shelters than anybody. That's Big Mama's movement. The Catholics, and don't listen to the. We can talk about the bad side. We can talk. Sit down, Hakeem. We can talk about the bad stuff that's going on with the little kids and stuff, but let's talk about some of the good stuff that the Catholics doing. Catholics, holy cat. Doc already connected this right here already back. The holy cat. And you know about cats connected with the feminine energy, the way they walk and everything, right? But the Catholics got more homeless shelters than anybody in the world. The Catholics feed more people, homeless people, than anybody in the world. The Catholics get paid for more people to stay than anybody in the world. Let's talk about that. So it must be some kind of a good side to it. Right? Let's talk about it. When I was homeless, the Catholics paid for me a place to stay for a whole 9 months. And the rent was $900. And they paid every $900 rent all the way up for the... They got me an apartment and paid for me to stay there till the lease was up. The Catholics. The Catholics. I'm telling you, man. The Catholics. So... It's a black Madonna side to the Catholics, which is why the Knights of Templar is most of them. The Red Cross, all that's Knights of Templar. The Red Cross is the ones that control the money, and if you will see that the Rothschilds is like the front man of the face for this sector, one of the sectors, and they all Knights of Templar. All the high-ranking members of the Rothschilds are all Knights of Templar. All the high-ranking members of certain family, well, really, the Rothschilds are the ones that really the main family that control. That's the trustees, and they're not the rightful heirs. They trustees. The Rothschilds are trustees, and they being held under the sword by the Templars until Big Mama's children wake up. Who's Big Mama's children? You Americans. You Tamarayans, you Tamarians. Tamari is Mary. That's the black Madonna. This is Madonna's land right here. This is the land you own. They falsely call America. It's Tamarica. Tamaricans. That's what we are. The Big Mama's babies. The Bays. And so you got the Bay Area. Where else they got a Bay Area in the world? What else they call a place the Bay Area? Think about that. In the Oakland, they call it the Bay Area. In Boston, they call it the Bay, well, in certain areas, they call it the Bay Area. Why are we the only ones that got Bay areas in America? The Bays. Big Mama's babies. The Bay kids. Nana is Bay. Nana is Tamari, Mary, Marie, Diana, who they worship, who the Islam Muslims worship. They worship Allah, who is Nana's dad, Nana Sin, and they worship his daughter, who became the Allah once she became once Anu gave her the title, Nana, which means Anu's beloved. So we didn't want to twist no caps, because we didn't get the ball cap disclaimer at the beginning. But so the Knights of Templar protect the North Gate. This is the North Gate. This is Big Mama's home, America, right? Or Tamari. Hakeem, sit down. You too high. Okay. My phone getting low. Better get off in a minute though. But we just want to bring that to you, man. For my guys that want to see what we're working on the studying the secret societies and how they move. We studying what Aleister Crowley and them was all about. We already really got deep into what they was all about already. But our main focus, the reason why we doing the secret society stuff, is there be no stone left overturned. I mean, no stone left unturned. We turning over all the stones. That way, when you see I think it's gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I got a 3-series tape coming out called Secret Societies Organizations, right? And they're gonna show you all their symbols. They're gonna be breaking down all their symbols of all the different secret societies, right? So now when you see those symbols on the back of a car on somebody's shirt, you'll be, oh, he part of the Knights of Montreal. Oh, he part of the Order of the Rose. Or, oh, he part of the Knights of Columbus, right? You'll be able to tell what groups is what. It ain't gonna be no, because the people fear the unknown, right? So what we doing is we're taking out the unknown. Now it's gonna become the known, like you was before, because the man became like the nomos. When they say now the man has become like us. He knows who are the people that know the most, those who claim to know the most, right? Those that know most. That's how you know who the people is in the beginning of the Bible. Besides Enlil now, it's the nomos. Now the man has become like one of us. He knows. Now he knows. Know what? He know the most. He know good from bad. The nomos claim to know good from bad. And somebody was asking me, well, how did our people follow the nomos? Well, back then, when you gotta keep in mind the God thing, right? If somebody come out the sky in a chrome metallic object, get out, and then they come out with a wand, and then they go, people of this world. And then they do a fucking magic trick back then, 10,000 years ago. You're going to think there's some kind of God. So that's how a lot of these religions and stuff came about. All these God stories is because extraterrestrials visit Earth, and then they have advanced technology more than what the humans got. Like if I had a cell phone 1,000 years ago, and I came out and hopped out, pulled up in an airplane, a helicopter, hopped out, and talking on a phone, you'll be like, man, what the hell? This nigga's a God, right? And that's kind of what happened in the Bible, really. Because when you say whirlwind, a God pulled up and picked somebody up in a whirlwind, that's really a helicopter, because the blades spin and the dust pick up a whirlwind. Or when God picked somebody up in a whale for 3 days and they go underwater, he's talking about a submarine. Now we know that's a submarine, because you can go inside a submarine, it look like a whale. It can go underwater for 3 days and then come back out and spit a guy back up. A real whale is not going to eat a guy and then spit him back up on the surface. It's not going to happen. He gonna spit him back up all right through the backside. That's how he coming out if a whale eat your ass. You know what I'm saying? For 3 days and 3 nights. You know, and we can get to the symbolic too of we can get to the symbolicness of that too with the 22 to the 22nd December to the 23rd. But yeah, man. So secret societies unmasked. We just did that one with Rod, cracking heads, showing how they do all the magic in our face, and we just putting it together for you, man, piece by piece. Precept upon precept, line upon line, time upon time to speak to the hearts and the minds. And on that note, man, we better get up out of here. Peace and love. Wadu.